kind of crossed near to an hour, it did that little timer glitch thing again. And just to be safe, let me go try again. Just to be safe, I didn't want anything to mess up. So I ended the stream and added a new one because I don't want to lose any of the footage. So thank you guys. Let me just make sure. Okay, good, it's there. Thank you guys for joining again. I'm gonna link all these together. I just didn't want to lose any footage. So let's continue from where we left off. So there is a dark period, guys. There is some kind of really dark period ahead. And I do feel like spiritually, I feel like he would really need to tap into, you know, his more spiritual side, or want to say faith side, but I don't know if he I don't feel like he's made that connection yet. Okay, I feel like he's still in the process of making that connection. So when he's ready, I feel like he'll be able to I feel a move. I really feel a move, guys. I feel like the way his guides are showing it to me, like once this, if he was to really move in the direction that's for his highest good, I do see a move here. There could be a buying or selling of a different residence. I see like he likes to live by the water a lot. I keep getting that because over here, moving on, there's water. Over here, there's water. And that you know, just because there's water in a card does not mean that I'm going to just be automatically drawn. But in this case, it does. So, and that's symbolic to what I'm talking about with him. So I feel like that is symbolizing something here, that this is what he's going for. It's a lot of doves as well. Lots of eagles and doves. So he's going for peace. Like that's what he really needs, is some peace in his life, you know, some much needed rest. So he there is a different level of exhaustion. There is a different level of exhaustion that I feel he needs to acknowledge. It could be a certain level of burnout, you know, spreading yourself too thin. It definitely could. I do see a dark period ahead. And I do see a long hiatus at some point, but this is like far down. This is like at least 6 to 12 years down the line. But I feel that it's something that could either change him for the better or change him for the worst. So he's gonna have to figure out whether separated or not at that point. I do see here he's going to have to figure out, you know, what he's willing to brace to go through the fire to come out as gold. You know, going through the fire and the hell and the brimstone and the dark night of the soul, basically, in order to come out, you know, pure as gold. That's going to be the mission. And the card is actually gold. The cards that I pulled for him when it came to the dynamic of the relationship was you know, showing a lot of need to change dramatically. But I think that that's going to be a chore for him because with his health, there's also something here with his health where I feel like he's going to have to really take some time for himself. I think that he's trying to please so many people, but I get this unnerving energy that he's so uncomfortable. There's something, whether either around him or that he was exposed to, that it makes him so uncomfortable. And I have been feeling this from the beginning of the reading. So he knows what he has to do, but is he going to do it? I'm not sure. Really not sure. But when I looked into the mind, the area of the mind, it's showing this desperate need to get out. To get out, Ten of Swords. Okay? To really release the past and look at the future, look at what is going right, King of Pentacles, and to get out of this isolation, because in his case, the answers are within. What I'm getting from the cards energetically is, in his case, the answers are within. But this may be a very tough call. This may be the toughest thing he's ever had to do, is to admit to himself that, I was sleeping with an enemy. I was sleeping with somebody who saw me as less than, and probably didn't have the purest of intentions for the relationship. And that's not something he planned for, nor did he think about. So it's weird. It's like he needs time alone, but then at the same exact time, like in terms of sleep and refueling, but at the same exact time, there's an energy here of like, if he's alone too much, his mind will start trying to play tricks on him, is what he's saying. And he doesn't want to get too caught up in his head. And he doesn't want to make a bigger deal of something that is quite tiny, is what he's thinking. So Ten of Swords, Four of Swords, Five of Cups, Eight of Swords. This is all energy of conflict. This is all energy of conflict. This is all energy of being tortured, like being tormented over making a decision that you need to make. And is he going to wait 6 to 12 years? It's a possibility, because that's what I was getting energetically, is the major change is going to happen 6 to 12 years out from now. So that's a pretty long time. That's over a decade. So yeah, it could be that this is when the chickens come home to roost, and that could be the time that he decides to make a huge life-altering change. Could be a physical move, could be even his appearance. I'm saying something about his appearance. It could be completely different. I don't know what that would be. But they're saying his appearance could change, and he just, you're like, whoa, he could maybe looks more ripped, or maybe more skinny. It's like, it's dramatic, it's like a dramatic change. And it looks to me like something's gonna rock his world, man. Something's gonna rock his world, but he needs to be able to be alone, but enjoy being alone, and being able to, in a healthy manner, process what he feels. I feel like for work, he does a good job at that, but then in his personal life, he doesn't quite do the same thing. And I think he would, if he heard it, I think he would laugh, because it's very true. Like in his own personal life, I don't feel like he knows how to apply the same methods that he does when he is working. He doesn't really know how to separate the two effectively. So Ten of Swords, Four of Swords, Eight of Swords. This is a lot of conflict. I mean, this is like, if I was to see this for any other type of reading, celebrity or not, private, like this energy right here, screams to me depression, anxiety, tormented, being betrayed. Like this is the kind of energy that you would see like in an enemy, like somebody who is having a very difficult, like a very, 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 very difficult time. So I think he's still adjusting. I think he's still trying to figure out this whole fame thing. And I think it kind of bugs him because weirdly enough for his life, what I'm picking up is that he didn't really plan for this. Like I keep getting that energy with this particular portion of the reading, part 3, is like he didn't really plan for this, guys. Like some people do plan for like major success and major money and major fame, like, but then there's like other people who just don't, I guess, in life. And then when things happen, they're like, who me? Like that's the kind of energy I'm getting for him. Is like he's saying, who me? Like me? And it's hard. It's not something that makes him very happy. Something about candles. I think he likes candles. Maybe he needs to light a candle. Compassion. All tied up. This is karmic. She's a karmic, guys. Yep. Yeah. Look at that. Deceit. Oh my God, guys. Putting the knives in the back. There could be some things, envy. This was the card that I pulled. Oh my God. When I did that YouTube short, this was the card that I pulled. This was the card that I pulled. Envy. She's jealous. She's a karmic. Yep. And he's going to have to face the music, guys. He's going to have to. Could be a decade. A whole decade until the energy he had when he was 20, 23, I feel I'm seeing something here with that time frame. Okay. 25, okay, there's a pattern. Hold up. 20, 8, 8. Look at that. 8, 8. Look at that. 20, 23, 25. That period of his life, he was very, very motivated. And I think that he's going to have a resurgence of that after a decade. So then, by then, he'll be, yeah. So within a decade is when there's going to be major reconstruction, like mind-blowing changes in his life that I don't even think that he thought was possible. Seriously. And that's when his spiritual altitude and his attitude is going to pay off, because oh, there's initials on this, dude. Get out of here. There is I'm going to flash it. There is initials on this card of the person's initials on this card. That is chills. So, over a decade, so basically the next 10 years, cornucopia, yeah, the next 10 years, he could put himself in position to be very wealthy. Very wealthy. But the groundwork has to start from now. Okay? But there is snakes with this karmic. There are snakes. And hopefully, if it's not somebody in his life, hopefully there's going to be some kind of intuitive alertness, awareness that he has to get himself in position. Because, like I said, if he's not praying, you know, if he's not connecting back to his faith, if he's not consulting anybody, then I'm having a hard, as I'm reading the cards, guys, I'm having a really hard time trying to figure out how is he going to know this? You know, how is he going to prepare? Because the things I'm seeing for him, if I was reading for him like in person, I would know in way more detail what to tell him what to do. But like, because this is just, you know, an energy reading, it's like more of an energy reading to me. There's clear karmics and people that he has to get rid of. I hate to put it that way, but he has to get rid of. When I say get rid of, I mean disassociate, say bye, goodbye, thank you, but bye, thank you, but no thanks. Like he has to put his foot down, you know, maybe that kind of passive, you know, take it slow. It's a good tactic, but with the wrong people, it can be perceived as weak. And if money's involved, you don't want to look like that. You want to look like, and you want to present yourself as somebody who is not messing around. So there's going to have to be, and you know, I saw, this is perfect timing. I saw, as I'm looking at this card, guys, I'm reminded of something he said. I saw it, an interview he did, and he did say something about instinct. So that kind of gives me, okay, so if it's not like in a faith perspective, okay, then it's going to have to be his instinct. He's going to have to tune into his own instinct and realize that it's go time. It's go time. And when this decade approaches, when this new decade, this new 6 to 12 years approaches, the cycle I'm seeing here for him, and I'm sure astrology probably, if someone read his chart, probably could back this up, but he's going to have to really, because that's when the test is really going to come. This is just kind of like the pre-sequel, I think, for him. This is kind of like a little taste. But this 6 to 12 years that he's going to be entering in very soon, that's going to be the test, because that's when he's going to have to really make some decisions that not just his team can make for him, but this is when he's going to have to stand up for his own self, his own thoughts, his own mind, his own plans, and he's going to have to get rid of some snakes, because there's a lot of snakes. Like there is snakes, guys. And especially if you're sleeping with one, or you were sleeping with one, that don't help. So at some point he's going to have to realize that who's going to continue on this journey with me, you know, who's going to have my best interest at heart, and who are the ones that I can kind of leave behind, and I can still extend gratitude, but like they're in the past. Respectfully, it's like these individuals have to be in the past. And that's going to be very hard for him because he doesn't really have that skill just yet, is what I'm seeing here in the cards. He doesn't really have it. And he's going to have to build it, learn it. And he's going to be entering, I see here, he's going to be entering a new financial acclaimant and altitude that he doesn't know about. Cornucopia, number 11. Powerful card. I get the vibe, but like, this could be even something where his family has never seen this kind of money before. Like, ever. So he's going to be like the first, like the first of his family to get that high. And that's also going to be a test. So right now he's in a season of preparement, and it would be great if he was more spiritually attuned, but I don't get the vibe that he is. I think he's not spooked, but he could be a little hesitant, you know, and but he does have instincts that he does rely upon, but it's not the same thing. Instincts and spiritual information is next to kin, but it's not the same thing. So that would be up to him. It'd be up to, at that point, it's going to be up to what he decides for his own future. You see what I'm saying? But if he doesn't, right, if he doesn't start from now, if he doesn't start putting things in place from now, then this could be a burden and a problem more than a blessing, is what I'm saying. It feels like this could be more of a problem. And I feel like his guides are saying to him, could you handle this, right? Like, you were having problems with this, so how can we give you this? Like, that's also what I'm getting, is like cornucopia, envy, 3 of Swords. It's like the energy is saying, it's like, well, you were having difficulty over here, so when you get to this level, are you gonna flop? Are you gonna fail at it? Are you gonna walk away from it? Or are you gonna stand up in the face of it and take it head on, and take it on the chin and speak up? Like, are you gonna do what you need to do? Or are you gonna just, you know, let it all roll off your back, and then you fail the test? So it's like, I hate to use the word fail the test, but like, that's what it's giving me, is like, and I guess in his language it'd be the term would be failing the test, whatever the hell that means. But he's not even halfway done. I mean, his age, you would think that you know, he could retire, but no, it's like he's not even close. And I think that's also going to shock him, because I get the vibe that I don't think he was expecting to work that long, based upon his previous plans in his life. So yes, he will be working longer than he thought, which is a blessing. And he will be, he has some snakes, you know what I'm saying? He has some snakes that he has to get rid of, and they're tied to this karmic partner currently, but it's, if he just lets them hang around, then it's, they can only do so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, his spirit team, whatever the heck he believes in, can only do so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you're just gonna have to pull the plug on certain things and, you know, let the chips fall where they may. But if you don't have that kind of faith or courage or spiritual, depth, then you're kind of just navigating by yourself. Whereas if you believe in God, or you have some kind of thing you rely upon, you don't feel as alone. But I can speak from experience. Like, you don't feel as alone. But if you don't have that, then you could feel really, really challenged. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could feel very, very challenged. So that's going to be something that I see here he needs to work on, is, and it's not that he's gonna need to, it's gonna be forced upon him, really. Like, the more that this pain and this, what's seething and hurting his heart, like, the more of this sits there, the more he's gonna have to dig even deeper to heal and get it removed from his heart. And that's why I'm saying it's gonna happen either way, whether he does it or she does. Like, it's gonna happen either way. So he might as well start from now. He might as well start from now and get his ducks in a row and his mind correct. And I see in his family, he will be one of the first to have this much money. Like, and that will be a test within itself. And then from that point on, everything's going to change. I feel like he's going to really be, I want to say world domination. That sounds a bit extreme, but there's going to be an elements of what he does that feels like world domination, that feels like you're on top of the world. And that is going to be another extreme emotional test that I'm seeing the universe is kind of putting him through, to see how well are you doing, how well are you coping. And then how he does with this and does with that and does with that is all going to add up in the whole really story of his life. I feel like it's going to kind of add up to, all the components together are going to kind of add up to what he came here to do, what his life is all about. It's all very, very tied in, all tied up. It's really interwoven. So he cannot really escape what they have planned for him. I feel like either way, he's going to have to rise to the occasion. And his personal life, I see here, I think he's going to just be ignoring it for the most part. But there is going to be various awakenings, and he's going to have to figure it out, especially with the pain. He's going to have to, and, different, almost, I want to say, mental health challenges. I think he's going to have to kind of figure out, what he can do to relieve some of the stress or the pressure or the responsibility. He's going to have to figure out, what works for him, what floats his boat. But that's going to take a lot of work. So this is energy I've never seen before, really. I don't think I've ever seen an energy where someone is so tested, like, and because a lot of celebrities I read, it's like, they have had other famous people, but like with this celebrity in particular, he is like one of the first. So there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders to be the best, do the best. And that is a lot of pressure. So he will need to get rid of the envious people, the deceitful people. He's going to have to really tune in. And without that spiritual component, it could be a potential hindrance or blockage. But 6 to 12 years out is going to be a complete change. And I'm sure by that point, or before that point, I'll probably do an update. I'm almost certain of it. So stay tuned for that and subscribe and thumbs up for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like that is all the messages. Incredible reading, really refreshing energy, very different than what I'm used to reading. I mean, every celebrity I read for, family I read for is different, but this was very special. You know, 3 parts. What? I did not expect that, but I did not expect a short reading. So this has been a pleasure, an honor, and a joy. I hope one day I can maybe put the proper tags and change the title, but because the person's very private, I can't. So it's kind of like a catch-22, but I'll put it in the video tags so people can hopefully search for it and it'll still pop up. So love you guys so much. Thumbs up, subscribe, check the links, and enjoy. Hope you guys like the reading, and you know, all the best to this person. All the very, very best. Bye.